Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning visitor, I'm glad that you're back again. In this week's video, I'm going to talk about the brand new texture generators in Substance 3D Sampler. To be honest, this week I wanted to do something completely different, but when I started to play around with this, I was like, oh, this is the content for this week, so I really have to share about this because this is just amazing. So we are going to go through all the filters that I could play with in the past couple of days. I actually had to make like a list because I was like, there's just so much that I'm gonna forget it. So I have a cheat sheet. Let's dive into it. So here we are in Substance 3D Sampler, and let's talk about what's new just in a few words. We have new starter assets, some really cool new materials. Check them out one by one. I have a few favorites. And then this is today's project, the texture generators, and I'm going to share a bit more about this. There are some changes in the embroidery filter, and there we have perspective crop. These are the new things. So when you open sampler, you can find them here in the what's new. You can always check it. So here you can find your base materials that you can choose from, like this terrazzo material, for example. There are some other very interesting stuff. For this today's project, I chose this ceramic material because I was like, we need a basic kind of like a basic material with some little details going on, not too much. So what is new is that under this little tab here, texture generators, you can find a bunch of new images that you can use in different filters. So if you go here to add layer and you select a filter, you can choose from a bunch of different effects, of course, but some of these can use these texture generators to create really interesting surfaces. So let's check out one by one what are the ones that I played with until now. For example, we have this fill, and you can turn on, for example, the roughness channel, and then you go custom roughness, and then here you can start adding these images, and now you can already see that the changes are happening. You can change the scale. There's this slider that's called disorder. It will kind of change the pattern of this texture a little bit, for example. And you can keep going. For example, you can add them even like to the normal. I also played around with this, so you can just add it here and then just add some teeny tiny details like this. I think it's really interesting. And for example, you can go to the metallic channel, custom metallic, and here is something called scratch, which I find really interesting. And then you can just add scratches to any material with this. And this is what I used in my latest project, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So this is what you can do, for example, in this filter, but there is a lot more. The next one I found is called surface relief. I think we're going to be going backwards in the alphabetical order. So the surface relief was actually a surprise for me because I didn't expect what is going to come out of this with the texture generators, but I can show you what's happening. So for example, you can add one of these surface imperfections here. Of course, you can play with the balance. You can play with this clamp, of course. Then you can use a custom mask, which can be something completely different. For example, so you can just play around with these settings to reach the desired surface. like this, for example. Look how cool this is. I think these are just really fun. So this is basically the surface leaf. What is important to know is that you can just layer these filters on top of each other, and that can create even more complex surfaces. But we are going to do that at the end of this video. So now let's jump into the next filter, which is the dirt. Yeah, and use custom grunge. I'm going to change this color to something that you can see really well. Okay, so now that you can see it. And here we go. Now you can see that the dirt filter is also using this texture generator. And here you can play with the balance. You can change them. This is the finger leaks. It's called finger leaks, but we have a bunch of others that you can try. So basically you can use any of these. So I think this is really interesting. So this is the dirt generator with this special texture generator. It's even working in the pavement. Funnily enough, you can also edit here, and then you get this interesting there's little spots here, and then of course you can change all the settings of the pavement filter to create something cool. But look at this, I think it's really fun. So this is the pavement filter, and then we have rust, and you can use a mask as well. So as you can see, I just imported this texture here. Oh, here, no. And now we can see that you can change the scale. You can change the, it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, maybe like pattern of this this noise here. And of course you can change the other parameters, and it's going to create something really interesting. And now we have these rusty scratches. Oh, this looks really good. So this is what you can do with the rust filter and the texture generators together. It also works with the Oxidate. You have to go to the mask, use custom mask, and here we go. This is a little bit interesting what is doing this Oxidate with this material. You can of course change the color, but I'm gonna just leave it like this for now. And maybe make it more contrasty. Oh yeah, okay. So now here you can see Oh, you have a green material. Let's make it greenish. So you can play around with these filters a little bit. Okay, the next one on my list is moss. So moss generator, and if you go here to the custom mask, you can also use this to play with the moss. I think it's really fun. I'm definitely going to use this a lot. I just like this, the way it's distributing the moss on the surface. Like this, for example, the leaks. So now you got these straight lines. I think it's really cool, this one. So yeah, let's check my notes. What is the next? Oops, losing some pens here. So the next one is metal finish. This is the, you can basically do this with this other filter, kind of similar effect, but you have of course different controls here. If you turn on this custom mask, you can just add some, for example, metallic scratches, and I think this is really cool. Look at this. I think it looks really nice. And then here you can change the metallic color. What is the color of this this metallic surface, for example? And here you can change all these really as much as you would like to. Add more spots, more dust. So anyway, so now you can see that, okay, it's a little bit, of course, too much, but this is just for this tutorial. So let's check the next one, which is Colorize. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. So let's check a color. Let's select a color. Let's use this red, for example, and then you can just add this dirt filter, and then you can already start playing around with this. Of course, you can change the balance here as well. Spot density. I don't know why I said that these are images. These are not images, like they just look like images, but they come with a whole bunch of settings, as you can see. It just looks like an image. So for example, this is the colorize filter, and what you can do with it. And I think, like, of course, more of these filters are going to come, so we will have definitely more to play with, and I cannot wait for it. We have floor tiles. Let's see. This is doing the same like that other filter. It's just in a little bit different way, but you can also add some effects with this if you change this here in the mask. It's just interesting. And also cracks. Let's check this one. Oh yeah, you can use a custom mask here, and basically it's just going to mask out some parts of these cracks. Which one? So as you can see, the depth of these cracks are a little bit different because of these masks. So it's really something different. So it also works in the cracks, and we have something called blur, but I cannot show it on this material. I need a new base material so that you can see it a bit more. And let's add the blur. So we have, of course, intensity, blur intensity, and if you add use custom mask, you can just add this, and then you can see that it will not blur out everything, but it's going to use this so it will just partially blur out the surface, not everything. So it's going to change how much the blur is applied. And here you can see on this spot, for example, if I zoom in, you can see that you can just blur these parts, for example. Let's change the noise scale. Oh, and here you can see now it's blurring these parts. Like this. And now you can see the changes. So this is how you can create some really interesting effects with this blur filter. Okay, so I have two more for this video, which is color temperature and color replace. So let's check the color temperature first. Let's go back to, oh, maybe it's okay if we stay in this material. Let's add the dirt, and now you can see that it's just changing the color temperature on these parts. Let's try this. Not that you see that. So now it's here. Really interesting what's going on. So these are color temperature. So the settings for this, and you can also invert it. And the next one was color replace. Use custom mask. Ooh, here we go, look at this. So I think it's really interesting. So it basically will only replace the color in the mask like this. Let's try what's happening. So like this. And now we have this light blue. material with some grunges. There you go. So this is the texture generator in the color replace filter in the mask. So I'm going to find my other project in my folders that I used in my 3D render that I use in the cover of this video. So I'll be back just a sec. So here we go. This is my latest material that I created with some of these filters that I layered on top of each other. I could have gone into more, even more, so layer like more filters, but I thought that I kind of want to like a little bit like a subtle grungy surface. So I added this dirt generator with the dirt texture generator in this grunge input, and then a color replace with this custom mask here. Let's see what I did with the color. Oh yeah, I replaced it in the height channel. Yeah, okay, so you can select which channel you would like to replace, and you can choose from these, and I went for the height, so that's how you get these bumps. Here you can see them. Yeah, and then I went for the metal finish, and I added some these metal scratches because I was like, I want to use more metal surfaces in my project anyway, so this is going to be a match. So here we are in Cinema 4D, and I want to show you a couple of these renders that I created as soon as I find them. So this is the one. So I was really happy about these little details that I got from, look at all this is how the metal scratches turned out, and also on this one. Here you can see the scratches. So I think it looks just super real, to be honest. Let's check out the others. Oh yeah, this is the one that you can see. And not, of course, these are just work in progress renders. These are not all the final ones, but you can check on my social media later on how the final renders turned out. So basically what I did is that I just used this rock model from Substance 3D Assets, and I just dropped it into Cinema 4D. I just added a couple of these volume measures with the cloner in it, and a couple of spheres, and so now they are subtracted from each other, so they are not touching, and it's just a glass material and like completely like a basic metal material. But this is not what is interesting about this project, but this little surface that we generated in sampler. So what happened is that I created a new standard material, and here you can see the node editor, and I started to plug in everything. Of course the laptop is rendering now, so it's not gonna load everything, but basically I connected the base material, the metallic, the roughness, a bump map, and the displacement into this node, and I just made this displacement a little bit like less intense. The normal map is the same, so this is what happened, and this is how I got this really cool surface in Cinema 4D. I've been showing before how you can export the materials, of course. So if you go to this export in sampler, you can send it to designer, you can send it to painter or stager, and you can export it as BSR material, for example, and all of these different file formats that you can see here. And for this I use the PNG, and only these 5 channels were very interesting for my material. So I hope I did not forget anything. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comments below and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. And thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye!